That's why the public, I think, supports Dana Farber, because they expect that we're going to make things different. We're really going to make good use of the money that the telethon raises and actually turn that into new treatments.
Dennis and Callahan with Minahan on WEEI.
877-738-1234. $1,029,997 is the total. Last year we did a little more than $3.5 million. $3.5 million and change. I think we can get there this year. But we need a big day today, starting right about now. Kurt Schilling's going to join us at 8:05, but long before we get to him, there were a number of positive and fun things that happened at our golf tournament this past May. The Tame the Tigers at the wonderful International Golf Club in Bolton. There was a great day of weather. There was some exceptional golf by Callahan. No, not so much. There was the helicopter drop. The food was great, but would you agree that the star of the show was Maria Splaine, who joins us here at the broadcast site. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see
you
you again,
were outstanding as our keynote speaker.
Thank you very much.
I mean, you had them laughing, you had them crying, but you had them in the palm of your hands. That was very well done. Were you nervous because you didn't show it?
Yes, I was very nervous.
You were?
Yeah.
Well, you pulled it off just great.
I'm often humbled in front of our guests. We've had very impressive guests.
Yes.
This could be the most impressive. I'm just blown away by this little girl.
We got a little girl. We got a lot of ground to cover. She's not a little girl. She's 17. She's about to enter her senior year at presentation of Mary Academy in Methuen. And you were diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Tell your story just a bit, just for people who weren't at the Tame the Tigers in May.
Well, it all started off with my cross-country season last fall. I'm a huge athlete. I love running. I love swimming. I love anything athletic. And so I was in really good shape, and I was excited to kill some races that year, and it just didn't happen for me. Every race just was awful. I could train hard, but races, I was just dying in the middle of the race. And so finally, everyone was like, all right, go to the doctor, get some blood work done. So I went to the doctor, my local doctor, and they took some blood counts, and they're like, oh, maybe you have mono, but not really. So long road, found me at the Jimmy Fund. And so here I am, 16-year-old girl, fall of my junior year, and they're like, you have cancer, and your world stops. You're like, what's going on? And so actually my first thought was, I have an EP history paper to write when I get home. So your world stops for a second, and then it just needs to start going again. So that was how I looked at it.
Well, see, this is an academician. Most people would say, oh, my God, my hair's going to fall out, or, oh, I'm going to miss the prom. You were worried about a history paper you had to write?
I'd be saying, oh, good, I don't have to do that history paper now. I got an excuse.
6 months of chemo.
Yes, sir.
How bad was that on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad days.
Very, very bad days, but very good days as well.
I'm sure you know your birthday, and I'm sure you know this date and will forever. May 6, 2014?
Yes, sir.
What date is that?
My remission date.
Ah.
So, yeah, that was awesome. So, I got to go to my prom, so that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about a week or two after my remission date. So it was a really good May. It was a tough winter, but May was awesome.
See, and she represents, does Maria, the success stories that the Jimmy Fund and the Dana Farber can create for all of us if we can create the kind of financial windfall that we are trying to do today. You have big plans going forward. And if not for all the great care you had, most of these plans would be on hold or may never be realized. Tell us what's in front of you after your senior year.
Yes. For my dream school is to go to the Naval Academy. In order to do that, you need to pass a whole bunch of medical tests and exams, as well as getting a congressional or senator nomination. And so, obviously, cancer is very difficult to get a waiver for, but my doctors at the Jimmy Fund have been amazing. They've gone above and beyond. I have a beautiful letter written by both my doctors to the Naval Academy, so they're definitely pushing for me.
Where do you rank in your class academically?
I'm currently first.
First.
Wow. All the kids we meet are tough. This might be the toughest. You go through. She can't wait to get back to running, and aspires to be a Marine. Is that true?
Yes.
Like a combat Marine.
I would like to do chopper pilots, but yes.
Like you want to fly what? Black Hawk?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Really?
So talk show host is it on your list of things to do?
She wants to be an engineering student at Annapolis and become a chopper pilot in the Marines.
What could go wrong? How hard could that be?
Did your ambition ever, Wayne, when you were going through this, did you ever just say, I forget all that, I just want to survive and maybe I'll go to college and maybe I'll work someday?
No, it definitely made it stronger.
Really?
Yeah. It gave me something to fight for, and push through and be like, yeah, that's what I'm going to be.
You're going to run. She's going to run like Badwater. You're going to do these. I'm telling you, you'll be an ultra marathon. There's no question. You could do 100 miles, right?
I don't know.
Yes, you absolutely could.
Is there any doubt that someday, 10, 15, 20 years, we'll probably still be doing this because we're going nowhere, but you are going places. Any doubt we're going to look, I remember her.
She was Senator something.
Girl from the Jimmy Fund.
Senator Splaine.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Right.
So
what happens after the chopper pilot when you do your 5, 6 years, 10 years in the Marines?
I'm looking at physical therapy as well. So I'm looking at Northeastern and BU currently.
No, I mean, I'm not even talking about backup schools.
Okay.
You're going to the Naval Academy.
We're talking about career here.
We're talking after you're done with the Marines, after you have this great career in the Marines. What happens after that? You can do anything. If you have a degree from Annapolis.
I honestly don't know yet.
What the hell's wrong with you? Don't
Get
you have
some
any plans
ambition,
with
would you?
life? Don't you have any ambition?
What is the process for the Annapolis thing now that you've gotten the letters from the doctor? You got to find a senator or somebody to sponsor you, so to speak?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on my applications for a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
So all the senators and your congressmen have an application process that you go through, and then they look at your applications, and then you'll come in for an interview, and if they like you, you'll get a nomination.
What's your grade point average?
My grade point average, it's a 4.3 on a 4 scale.
I actually got
It's
it.
like a +2 on the PGA Tour, right?
I got a 4.3 on the test once. they bumped it up to a 4.3.
How did going through the treatment, going through the frightening scare you had, how did it change you? Because it sounds like you always were very tough and very ambitious.
It made me focus a lot more. You couldn't have outside distractions because you're going to be sick, you're going to feel gross, but you need to figure out what's really important, what actually to focus on, and so it helped me focus.
Sounds like you might have met some kids over there and gave them pep talk, gave them
Inspirational,
helped them,
yeah.
inspired them. Did you do that?
I hope so.
On the trip to Florida, on the trip to spring training? Did you make some friends?
Yes, I did. That was awesome. It was really cool to meet kids your age because as a teen, not a lot of people don't have hair as a 17, 16-year-old girl. So it was nice to meet other people who are going through the same thing.
And everybody says the same thing, and I don't understand. Maybe you can explain it because you're smarter than the average bear here. But why is that a different kind of medicine down there? It's a different experience. Is it because you're away from the clinic? Is it because you're on a road trip and what happens in Fort Myers stays in Fort Myers? Tell us why it's different.
It's different for a whole bunch of reasons. Because of my personal schedule, I didn't get to meet a lot of teens when I was in clinic. It was a lot of younger kids. And so being older, you kind of feel you need to help them and stuff like that. So being down in Florida with a bunch of teens, not only are you meeting kids your age who have gone through or are going through the same thing, you're also just away from your parents. I mean, I love them to death, my main supporters. But it's nice to, at a time in your life when you're supposed to be like getting away from your parents, separating from your parents, you have to be with them all the time. So it's nice just to be with the teens, your age, and sunshine, because it was really cold this winter. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who's the coolest Red Sox that you encountered down there?
I love David Ross. He was a great guy. He came out and we were joking around and he was chewing on something and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go get some." So he ran back into the clubhouse and brought this huge box full of these high chew candies. And I was like, "Try them. They're really good." So that was cool. So he was an awesome guy.
Her name is Maria Splaine. Write it down and remember it. You'll be hearing it again, I
would
suspect.
guess.
Maria, great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Continued good luck and good luck with Annapolis. If you need a recommendation, Minahan.
Well, yeah.
If that doesn't work out, you can always go to UMass like I did. And,
Great to see you, Maria.
Good to see you again. Thank you.
We got more than 900,000 cases of skin cancer diagnosed annually, Dino.